Get it. Got him. Welcome back, everybody. So we had a little bit of an ice storm yesterday. So roads were pretty awful getting out here, but I guess that pays off for us because there's nobody else out on the lake. So we got it all to ourselves. Hopefully we can find some fish. Obviously we got whatever choice we want around the lake, so that's great. But yeah, yesterday we went out and caught our first fish. It was not a great trip. So hopefully today is much better. We're shooting for bigger fish. We'll put out the tip-ups and see if we can't get into some decent bass and pike. Let's get after it. And we'll drop that guy down. If you watched the last video, it was quite comical. We had a number, well, I guess both of our flags, which I've never had before. Both of them got tangled up when we had fish bite. So spool wasn't able to free spool out, and that fish was basically rattling the tip up on top of the ice, which obviously we didn't get either of those fish. But I did unspool it and then rewind it back on, so hopefully we don't end up with any issues like that. Should have, a little bit of an oversight. I should have done that preseason, but didn't. So hopefully today and the rest of the season should be fine. But it is warm out today, so we will not use bells. We're not in super deep water either, so if I, if I can avoid bells, I always do. The only time I really like them is, obviously at dark helps you out a little bit, or if you're really holed up in the shanty, just so you're able to get a little bit quicker notification that a flag's up. I do like the bells for that, but shallow water and stuff like that, I'm not too big of a fan. So we're all set. Let's get back to the shanty, see if we can't catch some. So where I'm fishing today is basically just a creek channel through a little lake. There aren't a ton of fish on screen right now. Just so happened that I popped a hole where there's not a lot of structure, which most of this lake does have a lot of structure. So as far as that goes, we might have to move. I've seen a couple fish roll on through, but where our tip-ups are at, there is some structure. So those bass and pike should be kind of rolling through the creek channel a little bit, and then obviously relating to a little bit of that structure. So hanging out there a little bit more. So should be able to catch some fish. I'm not expecting a real big panfish by any means. We're definitely out here for big predator fish, and just kind of biding our time between those flags. There's a fish. You gonna eat? They seem super, super skittish, so very similar to yesterday. But again, that doesn't bother me too much because we're trying to catch bigger predators. So if the bluegill don't want to eat, that's fine. There's one. Get it. Got him. Come on. A little bit. Oh, it's a crappie. Again, not a big one, but that was one of the first ones that, come on, interacted with our bait, so that's good. Crappie in the middle of the day, and he definitely, I'm gonna have to get the pliers. Not a big one, I don't know, probably maybe 8. Definitely couldn't take it home to fry, but if we catch a bunch of small crappie while waiting for flags, as long as we get some flags, I'm okay with that. Dark looking crappie. Let him go. It's a much better start than what we had yesterday, that's for sure. Oh, there's another one down there. Assume that's another crappie. Look very similar in size. But now we'll just go ahead and hopefully catch a couple dozen fish, and I'm sure that probably won't be the case, but hopefully we get some flags. That's really what we're out here for. First decent fish on a flag. There's a good one. Oh, a little bluegill. We'll let that guy go. There's a couple more down there, all about the same size. There are just so many fish down here, but again, they're not very big. They're decently aggressive though. Like that one. Not big. Bluegills though. Wonder where the crappie went. We haven't had a flag, which is unfortunate, and I haven't seen anything on screen resembling a bass or pike. So that's not great. So we might have to do a little bit of searching. We'll give it another half hour or something like that before we end up trying to move, but might be something that we have to do. There's one that's slightly bigger. Could we get that one to bite out of all of them? Oh, there's a tiny one and a big one. Get him. I don't know if that was, I think that was a small one, yeah. Well, is what it is. We're still waiting for the flags to fly, though. Got one. We moved to a new spot. Oh, what? I don't know. This might be the first time I've ever caught a perch here. What an interesting color. Super, super dark. That's crazy. I've never caught a perch here. And he absolutely inhaled it, too. Like, I don't know that, I mean, you can barely see his lateral, or his, like, bars until it's, like, halfway down his body. It is very tannic water, but that's crazy. Let him go. We got our first flag. We got our first flag. I heard it pop. It was definitely spinning off, so it wasn't a false. Oh. Is he still there? You drop it. Took off pretty quick. I don't know if it was a pike or not. Give him a second. Wonder if he ripped it off or dropped it. It's our first one. That's good, though. All right, let's check. Could be sitting with it. Oh, he's still there. Got him. I had him. Oh. Did I pull him out of the mouth? He was swimming. Weird. Doesn't have any bites on him. Had to have been a bass. I must have pulled it out of its mouth. So we'll get him down real quick. I mean, fish pulled out, I don't know, 3 feet. That was weird. I assume probably a small one or something. A little bit longer of a leader than I thought I did. Alright. Alright. Well, there's a fish in the area. That is somewhat hungry, at least. If he's still hungry, shouldn't take too long for that to pop again. Got him. Better? Oh, a little crappie again. Alright, calm down, calm down. In this tannic water, all the fish are so dark. They look very, very neat. Seeing that perch was wild, though. I've never caught a perch out of here, and just how dark he was crazy. Let that little guy go. Hopefully get bigger. There's one. Oh, got him. That's not a big gill, but much more substantial than what we have caught. That's, I would say, if we were keeping fish, that would be our first fryer fish. Probably just 8, I bet. I don't have my bump board out here, unfortunately, so if we do catch a big bass or pike, that's unfortunate, but I would say that's pretty darn close to 8. Actually, well, I guess our hole is 8 inches, so we can do a little bit of measuring here. Oh. Ew. He looked a little bit shy. He might have been 7.5, but pretty close. Well, we're still waiting for our flags to fly. I had one. That was definitely a bass, but I assume it was probably a small bass by how there was like no marks on it and dropped it pretty instantly. But there's big ones out here, so we'll just have to keep waiting. I've got all day, to be honest, so we might fish out here till dusk, potentially. There's one. He's got it. Got him. Little one. That's definitely not as big. And the color difference between that last gill and then this one is crazy. This one's almost purple, and that last one was much more orange. There you go. Yeah, still waiting for a flag. We might end up putting 3 tip-ups out. Because again, I don't expect any real big bluegill or crappie to come out of here. So we might try and just increase our odds and throw an extra tip-up out at some point in time. We'll give it a little bit yet. Oh, got him. Nope. Still not a big one. One of the better ones, though. Long gill. We're getting closer and closer to only putting up tip-ups because this is not wonderful. We're catching fish, which is great, but if the bluegills were all 8 inches, that'd be fine. Or crappies were bigger, it'd be alright, but starting a ton of those. That's a better fish. Got him. Ah, felt big. Just a okay gill. It looked big on screen. Alright. We're going to go ahead and let this guy go. And we're going to go throw out another tip up to see if we can't end up getting some flags and hopefully more substantial fish than a 5-inch bluegill. We have finally gotten a flag. It's the same one that got bit originally. Doesn't look like she's spinning, unfortunately. So that's not great. Just got the 3 tip-ups out now. Give her a second. Not spinning, so that's not great. Well, we got 2 flags, and this is kind of what's expected of this place. Is nope. It's just the minnow swimming. You got any marks on you? No marks on him. I don't know. There's no way he's strong enough to pull out that much line. So we'll reset him and see if we can get another one. I assume that we're going to have at least 1 bite right before dark. Should be coming pretty quick here, I would think. we'll take a bell and put it on our far tip up, because it's a little difficult to see the yellow this far out. Go ahead and do that. And then give her about 20 more minutes. Hopefully it's like last night where we ended up with 2 bites almost immediately at dark. And there we go. Just give us a little bit more opportunity. All right, now we wait. Well, this would be another poor trip. We ended up with the 1 flag or 2 flags. Neither of those baits got stolen. We did catch a fair number of small fish, but that was not the goal today. So all in all, a pretty bad day. It's gloomy out here. Everything's wet, icy. Not a great day, but as always, if you guys like the video, if you wouldn't mind liking, and if you want to see more videos like it, there will be more fish in the future. If you wouldn't mind subscribing, that'd be greatly appreciated also. Till the next one.